Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. Any guesses as to how large these monitors are? Anybody care to guess? I mean, you can guess. I don't know if... Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you got... Okay, 30 inches. Okay. Well, it's obvious you guys have been hanging out in the chat room for quite a while because, yes, they happen to be 30-inch monitors each. And some would consider them widescreen, although I think the aspect ratio on these particular monitors are closer to the classic 4:3 aspect ratio in terms of height by width. David H., who is a new member here in our chat room, that happens to be his real name. He's not explaining his full last name, and this has some people believing that it's actually David Hasselhoff asking this question. I wanted to know what you thought of widescreen monitors in comparison to normal 4:3 ratio, and if you like standard monitors that we've all seen and have been used to for some time. I have two monitors, one widescreen and one standard size. Don't think I'll be able to afford two 30 inches, but who knows. Anyway, what do you think of the widescreen monitors, and would you choose widescreen over standard size? Widescreen seems better for certain things like email or lots of text because IE or Firefox kind of spreads out. However, there's a lot of white space on some applications because they're not meant to be in widescreen. This applies to laptops as well. Honestly, I've never really liked the widescreen aspect ratio. Even on television, it's taken a while to get used to. I'm really more of a 4:3 kind of guy. Now, I realize a lot of you HD viewers are screaming, blasphemy! Well, if more of the world was HD or recorded in a widescreen or 16:9 or some type of wider aspect ratio, then maybe I'd be more inclined to like widescreen applications. Unfortunately, I've always appreciated height rather than width, and even people who like web pages. I mean, I don't even pull my browser up full screen, but people even have double the height of web pages since most web pages scroll vertically rather than horizontally. So if you do a lot of web browsing, I don't imagine a widescreen monitor is going to do you that much good. Of course, most laptops these days and even newer monitors come in this widescreen aspect ratio. I have a gateway monitor that I had attached when I was doing the Zonbu Linux box unboxing, and that was a widescreen monitor. I have used that as my primary screen for a little while, but I was, at that point, used to an aspect ratio that included, well, the resolution was 1600 pixels wide by 1200 pixels tall, and this other monitor was only something like 1024 pixels tall, so I was losing space at the bottom, or the top, depending on how you look at it, on either side in height. I was missing like 200 pixels. And it was frustrating the hell out of me. I was like, I don't want to read my email this way. I want to read it this way. I want to read everything this way, not this way. And yes, some people say, well, you can tilt your monitor like on the side if you have that ability in the hardware. But you know, to me, I'm going to go on record by saying this. I do not like widescreen aspect ratio, at least for computer monitors at this point, largely because I think the way that I work and the way I handle things, I mean, granted, I have two monitors, so that kind of takes care of the widescreen aspect for me. I don't watch a lot of videos full screen on the computer, and certainly I don't watch a lot of DVDs on the computer because I've got a DVD player. At least I play through the Xbox 360. That's my player, and I have it attached to the widescreen plasma television, which you've all seen in other videos when I turn the camera that direction. I don't know, what do you guys think? And I'm sure you've been posting comments about widescreen versus the other classic standard 4:3 aspect ratio. Everyone's going to have a different opinion completely, and that's the whole thing. I mean, once you understand your own workflow, then you're going to have a better idea in terms of how you want to use a computer. If you find yourself spreading windows across this way more often than this way, then certainly a widescreen monitor is going to do you a lot of good, or much better than it would a classic or 4:3 aspect ratio monitor. I don't know. Like I said, everybody's got a different opinion. You've heard mine. What about yours? What do you guys think out there? Leave a comment, follow up. What do you think? Where does widescreen do better in a computer scenario than does the classic? And it's difficult to say classic, but I guess that's true, 4:3 aspect ratio. let us know. Or, of course, you're welcome to swing by the chat room anytime, and feel free to stretch that window in any dimension. I don't know if you knew that. On the website for live.pirillo.com, you can move the elements around. So you can move the chat room over here and stretch it this way, or you could use your own IRC chat application. We're a completely open society, and we welcome you with open arms. So swing by if you've got a few free seconds, and you may be a part of the next recording that we do at live.pirillo.com.